Thanks in large part to Amazon's Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power, fantasy lovers are experiencing a tremendous pop culture moment. After 3 episodes, our journey into Middle-earth has been nothing short of captivating. We have learned about the worlds of men, dwarves, Harfoots, and elves, as well as glimpsed at a few orcs and sea monsters for good measure. The expansion of Tolkien's world is taking shape. In episode 3, the orcs are dragging Arondir back down the tunnel. People in cages are shown pleading for their life. The prisoners are being exploited as laborers, and the orcs give him a wooden pickaxe and order him to dig. Arondir finds all of the elvish troops the orcs have taken among the prisoners. Galadriel wakes up and is given a bowl of food by her new friend Halbrand while aboard the ship she was carried on board at the conclusion of episode 2. On the ship's deck, their new captain welcomes them and explains that he has been given orders to carry the woman to his lord, where she will learn more about who they are. The ship lands at its destination, the island kingdom of Numenor's Land of the Star. Halbrand receives a brief history lesson from Galadriel, who explains that this kingdom was given to the people who fought alongside the elves against Morgoth. The inhabitants of Numenor, the humans, gradually grow aloof from the elves and isolate themselves from them. Galadriel and Halbrand are led to a palace after leaving the port by an escort. When they arrive at the palace, a guard waves them through for a meeting with the Queen Regent amid her many courtiers. Galadriel bravely asks to borrow a ship to return to Middle-earth in safety. This doesn't exactly go over well. Fortunately, Halbrand shows an unexpected talent for diplomacy and diffuses the conflict. While the humans examine their request, they will be allowed to reside in the palace for 3 days. The queen consults her advisor while she deliberates and requests additional information regarding the ship's captain who found Galadriel and Halbrand and brought them to their doorstep. Elendil, a man with a noble birth and his son who will likely pursue a career in the navy. The scene changes to a young man on a ship. He is capable and brave, saving the life of one of his crew members. Isildur is his name. In a few days, young Isildur will complete his sea trial and be able to go to sea. On the beach, his sister approaches him and informs him of some news regarding their father. The name Elendil, which translates to elf friend, is their father, and he is in the palace with the queen. The queen wants to understand his reasons, to know why he brought Galadriel, an elf, to their beaches when none had been on their land before. He is given a mission to complete as proof of his loyalty. Arondir surveys his surroundings as he endures backbreaking manual labor in the sweltering sun. Together with his comrades, they start to make plans for escape, but the orcs interrupt them and order them to cut down a big, ancient tree. The powerful elf confronts the orcs head-on and challenges them. A flagon of water is given to him as thanks for his bravery. As the water is being distributed among the elves, an orc attacks and slashes Arondir's friend's throat, killing him. To protect his last remaining companion from the orcs, Arondir offers to be the one to cut down the tree. Galadriel is actively looking for ships that she may possibly steal in order to flee. Speaking to her in Elvish, Elendil offers her some wise counsel in an effort to lower her guard. It's time for some majestic slow-mo of horses on the beach. They ride together toward the Numenor Hall of Law. Halbrand is forming relationships with the community. With his quick wit and willingness to purchase around, he charms them. He was pickpocketing his new pals as he left the party, but he was caught when they spotted and followed him into a quiet alley. Halbrand quickly defeats the 4 locals who attempt to beat him, proving that he is a skilled fighter. Maybe there's more to him than first appears. In the meantime, Galadriel is perusing the paperwork in the Hall of Law. She is delighted to find a painting of none other than our friend Elrond in one of those corridors. We find out that the previous king of Numenor, who is now a permanent resident of the tower, was loyal to the elves and was removed as a result. The sigil, or mark of Sauron, is shown to be more than just an emblem. It also serves as a map marking that designates the nucleus of Orcish activity in Middle-earth, according to a mountain of records. Another document in the stack confirms that Sauron is still alive and is unquestionably Morgoth's successor. The fate of Middle-earth is at stake. The wandering Harfoots are chanting as they walk. We check up with Nori's parents, who are concerned about being left behind because her father's ankle hasn't fully recovered. Nori, meantime, is skulking around because she wants a closer look at the book in which the Harfoots record their history because she thinks it might include information about how they can assist the giant. As she flips through the pages, she comes across something that might be helpful. With Poppy's assistance, she carefully lifts the relevant page out from under Sadok's nose. On the eve of their move, Sadok addresses the Harfoot family in an emotional moment and leads them in prayer in memory of all those who have been left behind in prior migrations. The mystery giant sits by the fire and studies a map of stars by the light of the fire as the list of the deceased is read out. He stumbles around, accidentally putting his piece of paper on fire before mentioning a gazebo and letting the Harfoots know he is there. They respond with terror rather predictably. He looks to Nori for assurance while also making fun of her for assisting the man. As punishment, the Brandyfoot family is forced to migrate behind the caravan because her father's injured ankle is likely to cause them to lag behind. She is dragged in front of the rest of the Harfoots. Elendil is talking about the day's events with his son and daughter. To his father's chagrin, Isildur tells him that he intends to postpone his sea trials for a season. His daughter Irian is called away after an argument. She's received good news, but she's admitted to the Builders Guild. Halbrand, who is housed in a cell, receives a visit from Galadriel. Despite the shortcomings of his ancestors, she confronts him with evidence that he is the legitimate king of men and that it is in his destiny to unite the tribes of men. She suggests that they should work together to expel Sauron and the orcs from Middle-earth, but first they must get out of Numenor. The Harfoots are finally moving, and as expected, Nori's father is finding it difficult to keep up. The mysterious giant materializes from within their wagon just as it seems like they are doomed. He introduces himself as Nori's friend and aids the group in keeping up. The prisoners are prepared to launch a counteroffensive against the orcs. They give a courageous fight alongside Arondir at the front of the conflict. He uses an axe that is laying on the ground to bring down the building on their heads after spotting it. The orcs unleash a hideous, snarling beast to attack the prisoners as a result of pressure. Before Arondir captures it within the tree he was cutting down, it dispatches a few captives who try to challenge it. Arondir pursues the lead elf as he flees and arrives at the top of the hole just in time to witness his comrade be shot in the chest and killed. Arondir is captured and brought to see the top orc, Adar.